Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs and Pokeokes. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think the thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun, or sold my soul for the tongue, or dead since I was young, or got some voodoo done?
Namaste. Namastizzle. Peace and many blessings. Shalom. Greetings. What's up? Magick here. Hopefully, y'all are having a great end of the week. Today is Friday. It's a 4-day weekend. Labor Day is coming up. I hope you stay safe, stay aware, have fun. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are traveling this weekend and, people are out. My wife and I, we went shopping, tried to get out there before noon and people were still out. So it's very people-y out there. So just be safe. Greetings, Melanin Mommy. How have you been? How are you? Good to see you. You got any plans for the weekend? Me personally, the weekend is where I unwind. I try to catch up with anything that I haven't gotten to during the week. I try to catch up, you know what I mean? Weekends are really relaxing for myself as well as my missus. We are in the house and we we are pretty much relaxed during the weekend. Hey, Mooney, what's up? Peace. How are you? Yes, indeed. Hip Hop Elevation. What's the deal? I cannot get away from the body cam, yo. I cannot get away from the body cam videos. They get more ridiculous. Each one that I watch, they get more and more ridiculous. They all say the same shit. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm telling you, I'm not going to keep repeating myself as far as y'all are concerned. I'm not going to continue. But for those that I have private conversations with, like Hip Hop Elevation, it just, man, you got to see the one with the two lesbian couple fighting. You got to see that one, bro. Yes, and I started early because tonight is wings and Scrabble night for me and my missus. So we usually get started pretty early, so that's why I started. Good things. Going to a seafood buffet tonight with the husband and family. I hope y'all have a great time, have a safe time. You know what I'm saying? Zo boy in this mofo. Yes. I've played Ouija. I played it. I'm gonna play it now, as a matter of fact. I'm glad you showed up. I tried to grab your attention last week, as a matter of fact. The live after you mentioned it, I found it. And then you didn't show up for the last two. So the name of it is Ouija 440 tie, right? Am I saying it right? It's this one, right? It's like a minute and 36 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. It's insanity. That's the understatement of the year. It is insanity. That's why I said right before you came in that I was going, me and my missus, we talked, we said, hey, let's get out, get what we need to get, come back. Let's do it early. We wanted to sleep in and shit, still woke up at 5 o'clock because we forgot to stop our alarms. But yes, insanity is, yes, indeed, yes. Along with Lovecraft Country. All right, Lovecraft Country. I don't know how many times I have to recommend that particular series, but please, people, watch Lovecraft Country. All right, it's getting down to the nitty gritty on the gatekeepers of magic, who holds them, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But you're absolutely correct. Here is what Zoboy is talking about. 1440 Ta. I hope I'm able to like keep this and don't have to edit it out. But if I have to edit out to and have it demonetized, then so be it. You know. Is it this one right here? I'm pretty sure it's this one.
I'm really on it. I don't smoke crack. Hey, I love everybody that love me. I don't do no drug. You know what I'm saying? Might smoke a cigarette. I see the hate for the quick. I chop demons' heads out for a living. Free the lamb. Then the lamb. Find peace in a lamb, not a guinea. I wanna see a sham by this weekend. Get bored and go scroll through this phone. But did you know that phone was a widget? I opened up the top, Georgia dome and down, so fluid ounces of Fiji. I'm up at the top of the mountain, bet off high-fiving women that trying to reach me. I don't really listen to people that talk, that just be talking. I really be peeping. I got that straight vision. I can see straight through all of you, so I don't bother you. Doing my father say not what you wanna do. I lie prostrate to get my order. You. It's not about race. I stay in my place in the first place. Not finna walk with you. See a demon, chop the head the fuck off of them. Get behind me, say don't wanna talk to you. Look in the mirror, tell myself it's about you. I'm in control like a fucking Roku, nigga. Get out the way. Let my people walk through. I'm finna blow up like a pregnant lady. It ain't finna take 9 months. Boy, I'm on a natural high. Tell me why in the fuck without 5 months. Hey, chosen is actually time. Come on, let me see you rise up. I'm trying to get picked up by God, just like the prophet Elijah. Hey, bud, I can play dumb, but you know a nigga wiser. We don't listen to killing music no more, cause that shit really dried up. And I wouldn't be me if I didn't say freak Malachi your head time out. Free the lamb.
So that is the one, right? Phase 1. All right. Tosh, what's up? How is Chicago? I seen a body cam joint in Illinois that I cracked the fuck up. I bullshit you not. This dude was just hilarious. Phase 1. Phase 1. Phase 1. Hip Hop Elevation. Do you know about this? Oh, featuring Phase 1? Is that what you mean? All right. Like I said, hopefully I don't get dinged for this. I probably am. Be quite honest. I probably am going to get dinged for it. I'll play half of it. I can't play the whole thing.
Wix gives you the power of AI to build the website you need.
Question, Nazar, I like this beat.
Hey, I love everybody that love me. You know what I'm saying? I see the hate. I chop demons' heads out for a living. Then the lamb. Find peace in a lamb, not a guinea. I wanna see a sham. By this weekend, get bored and go scroll through this phone. But did you know that phone was a widget? I opened up the top, drug a dome and down, so fluid ounces of Fiji. I'm up at the top of the mountain, better off high-fiving women that trying to reach me. I don't really listen to people that talk to just be talking. I really be peeping. I got this great vision. I can see straight through all of you, so I don't bother you. Doing my father say not what you wanna do. I lie prostrate to get my order. You. It's not about race. I stay in my place in the first place. Not finna walk with you. See it dim and talk the head the fuck off of you. Get behind me saying don't wanna talk to you. Look in the mirror, tell myself it's about you. I'm in control like a fucking Roku, nigga. Get out my way. Let a nigga walk through. I'm finna blow up like a pregnant lady. It ain't finna take 9 months. Boy, I'm on a natural high. Tell me why in the floor without 5 blunt. Hey, chosen is actually time. Come on, let me see you rise up. I'm trying to get picked up by God, just like the prophet Elijah. Hey, bud, I can play dumb, but you know a nigga wiser. We don't listen to killing music no more, cause that shit really dried up. And I wouldn't be me if I didn't say freak Malachi York. Hey, time out. Free the lamb.
Bitch, I'm in the Asher playing hacking algorithm. Free Malachi York about that prison. Shout out to father, know about the business. They try to be quiet, but now they gotta witness it. Who was the nigga that did it? She spoke on the name that you bitches ignored. Why did the shade room bitch ass cut out the Malachi innocent part? That cause y'all been with the forces of evil. They pay y'all to literally poison the people. Lil Uzi Vert believing Satan, and you motherfuckers still gon' support him. It's lethal. Look at the flick of the wrist. Homeless man going viral for kicking this shit that I kicked since a kid in this bitch. Niggas been trying to get rid of me, didn't they? Said it was smart. They on business and shit. Stood on the bigger business. Fuck being private. I done put the whole city in it. If I'm Tupac reincarnated back this time around, you'll see. Did it get hit? Bad boy, they get disciplined. Ain't going belt the asshole industry. Bit over bad boy getting split. Brick, brick. Or did you think that this shit was coincidence? You don't know the power. This shit in my head. I grew up in a house full of witches and prayer warriors. I doubt that you get what I'm saying. Not making music, ho. I'm in the studio. I'm doing alchemy, spitting my chest. Every nigga gon' hit the sand. Every time get the shot, yeah, he is the man. How about on demon we spread? I got the drop maker. How about they seek it the dance? They screaming free Malachi. All the traffic. This shit is a prophecy. We are not playing. 1440 time, he been doing number. Why did these rappers ain't giving no hand? If he was on murder, driller, killer, they would've showered this nigga with band. These rappers be hoes. I promise you won't have to deal with these cowardly niggas again. Broke through the internet, ain't spent a penny yet on no promotion. This shit is organic. Brokest nigga ever. I want the tree, the weather, the ocean. This isn't your planet. They got a mothership hovering right now. Got equipment to rip through your planet. They don't want to say that they got on this shit, cause they know what they tell you. That shit you gon' panic. Where the Jesus shined out of the east to the west side, lightning flashing like a camera. Sliding past my commander. I got authority over these little bitty snakes. I got authority over the United States. I done put Uncle Sam in his place. Okay, free Dr. Malachi York, he innocent, by the way. Okay, 23 years locked up cause they fabricated his whole case. Okay, go look up Untold Story of Dr. York on YouTube today. Okay, girl who back to all the family and Woona Whoop stood away. Let's play.
I'm trying to get picked up by God, just like the prophet Elijah.
All right. I played more than half of that. You know what I mean? I see what he's saying. Talk about Malachi Z. York and Elijah Muhammad. Yeah. Okay. All right. What's up, Delroy Johnson? Greetings. He got flows? Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. Let me say this, and let me be completely honest about it. I don't like that style of rapping because everybody does it. Everybody, they all do the exact same cadence. You know what I mean? I get what he was saying. I understood what he's saying, but it's the style of rapping I just don't. Yeah. Understand, I grew up in the 80s, so, but I get it. But I understand. like Chris Rock said, but I understand. I've heard God 720. I've heard him, you know. Matter of fact, if y'all remember Brother Kunami, who comes to this channel a lot, he interviewed him. You know what I mean? Very, very interesting interview. You gotta check that out. You know what I mean? But knowledge of self is so important right now, you know, and that's the kind of message that the young masses needs to hear. You see what I'm saying? It's insanity out here, like Hip Hop Elevation said earlier. You know, a lot of the things that have been prophesized is now coming to fruition. And it's just weird. That's the only word I can think of to say. To see these prophecies play out the way they are is amazing. You know, one thing, I'm not trying to put myself up there with Bobby Hemmett, but one thing I said was to watch how theft would rise. And my God, it is just people stealing constantly. Even the city where I live in a small military town, and people are stealing because they have raised the prices on everything. You know what I mean? Just like they did in 2020. Everything, and then they'll try and pinpoint it here, right? But that's not the cause. These businesses, I want y'all to understand, these businesses are raising prices because they can. You see what I'm saying? Oh, is that what it's called? It's called drill. Okay. I didn't know that was a style. Thanks, Melanie. I appreciate the assistance there. I don't like it. Be really honest. I don't like it. Not at all. You know, it'd be different if one person was doing it, but everybody does it. They rap the exact same way. You know, and then after a while, it's just everything. You can't tell one artist from the other. See what I mean? So I will listen to something like what he's saying to hear the message that he's putting out. But as far as actually casually listening, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not. You know, I just can't do it. I've tried and I've tried, and I actually played just now. I played way more than honestly than I should have. You know, I'm probably going to get dinged for that, but that's neither here nor there. You know, again, the messages that Delbert Blair, Bobby Hemmett, Azazel Bay, Phil Valentine, Malachi Z. York, you know, all of the old prophets, let's call them prophets, the master teachers, all of their messages are playing out right before us in this huge, big ass screen. It's all playing out. And at a time where I should be, this is a great time to be alive. It is amazing, and it is also scary how this shit is playing out right now. You know what I'm saying? Right, because they can. The Dollar Tree was investigated and found that they did really well during COVID and only raised their prices to $120. Right. Oh, that's a perfect example. Thank you, Tosh. Thank you. Perfect example. I used to get candles there for $1. Then they went up to $125. Now I think they went up again. These businesses, don't let them fool y'all. These businesses are not raising prices because of tariffs or anything that Trump is doing. They are doing it just because they can. All right. Remember, I told y'all all the time, they're going to try and make y'all as uncomfortable as possible. And that's what they're doing, you know. So you gotta, what's the word I'm looking for? You gotta adapt. You gotta be like a chameleon. You know, I tell y'all all the time about totems, right? Be a chameleon. Study the spiritual world. Study the animal kingdom. Be a chameleon and adapt. All right. Shop in a way that's, you know, not going to cost you a lot of money, but also go to food pantries. There are food pantries in every city. Food pantries. There's no shame in going to food pantries, y'all. There's no shame. Okay. There's absolutely no shame. The prices on eggs is ridiculous. The prices on beef is ridiculous. All right. Do what you got to do to feed your family. Fuck. Black people have this fucked up notion that they're trying to impress other black people. You know what I mean? Ever since I was coming up, that's one of the things that we do everything for status purposes. All right. Fuck status. especially when you got family, especially when there's little children involved. Fuck a status. Do what you need to do to survive. Everything that I've been saying on this channel, everything is about survival. All right. Not just survival now, survival, period. And survival beyond this life. Yes, we talked about that the other day. The Gnostics had it absolutely correct. The Gnostic had it absolutely correct. Yes, I don't even listen to today's hip hop as much. I'm more into audiobooks. I'm reading Small Business for Dummies. They got even now. It amazes me that Taoism is a hard art to learn. It's a hard magical art to learn. It's pretty hard. It's not simple, right? They now have Taoism for Dummies. Did y'all know that? Taoism for Dummies. They actually have Voodoo for Dummies. They are trying to dumb everything down so that way everybody has everything. Nothing's a secret anymore. You know, they watered down everything. As uncomfortable as possible until we own right. As uncomfortable as possible. Thanks, Tosh. As uncomfortable as possible, you will own nothing and you will be happy. You will own nothing and you will be happy. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Demolition Man. What's the movie? Was the movie with the train? The moving train. They made a series out of it, and they made the main character a melanated man instead of Chris Evans, who plays Captain America. What's the name of that movie? It's The Train That Can't Stop Moving. What's the name of that movie? Hunger Games. Did somebody say Hunger Games? Mooney said Hunger Games. Right. Hunger Games Society. Exactly. Exactly. They want to erase the middle class, leaving only the extremely wealthy and the poor. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I say all the time, I like my audience. I appreciate my audience because y'all have brains and you know how to think for yourself. Okay? You know how to think for yourself. Right? Demolition Man, Hunger Games. What is the name of that movie? It'll come to me in a second. Chris Evans, y'all. What's the name of that movie? The Train That Can't Stop Moving. They live on the train. Earth is now a wasteland, an icy wasteland because humans fucked it up. What's the name of that movie? It's gonna bother me into Snowpiercer. Thank you. Thanks, Tosh. Snowpiercer. Snowpiercer. Right? This is what they want. They've been trying to get it, and they are headed in that direction. They have not stopped this particular plan. And so, like I said, stock up as much as you can. It's not trying to be a Debbie Downer or trying to scare y'all. I mean, I've been saying it actually since COVID was out. I've been saying it since then. Arm yourself. You know, it's nothing wrong with being prepared. Yes. Did y'all hear? This is what Katrina sent me. These people, I actually seen people actually say that that this is still a post-racial era. Post-racial. There's still people who think that there's no more racism. Post-racial. This is a post-racial society. That's it, right? All right. Post-racial. Check this out right here. Post-racial. How's this for post-racial? These white farmers on trial for deleting 2 black women and then feeding them to pigs in South Africa. They entered their property. This sparked national outrage over race and justice. Okay. Third person was shot, but he survived. Anyway, you still got shit like that going on. Peace, Michael Surratt. What's going on? What's the deal? She sent me something else that I meant to show y'all the last live. Katrina did. And it was on the subject of race. I think this is it here. I think this is it. I'm trying. Give me a second. Yeah, check this out. Since we live in a post-racial, these are the same people screaming about an imaginary white genocide. How about that, Mooney? But check this one out right here. We live in a post-racial era, right? Okay. All righty.
Which is about an hour from me in Fort Worth, a black family was attacked. There was a person that showed up at their house August 12th at 1 a.m. when everybody's asleep, doused their front door, the garage, the front of the house with gasoline, and then set it on fire. I'm going to tag the original poster below, but apparently she and her family have been harassed since they moved into this community. When they first moved in, someone left stuffed monkeys on their porch. Like, seriously, people? When her daughters go to the community pool, they are harassed and called racial slurs. They have filed multiple complaints with the HOA, and HOA hasn't done a damn thing. And this is a really nice neighborhood. I refuse to believe that not one motherfucking person on that street has video footage of what went on. It's 2025, and the fact that crimes are still going on that have to do with race is fucking mind-blowing to me. Why so much hate over a difference of skin tone, a difference of culture, a difference of who the people love? Why? I don't fucking get it. It angers me so much. It literally brings me to tears. I'm not really tech savvy, but I'll try to pin the video right here. I will tag the original poster, share her stuff. Let's get this person to pay for their crime. Let's get this family justice, because that is freaking insane that things like this are still happening to that family. I am so sorry. I can't imagine having to live in fear. To the HOA, shame on you for being complicit on racist hate crimes. And to the person that did this, you will be caught. And karma.
All right. So, there's that. I just started watching Lovecraft Country again, and the first episode is about a sundown town. All right, the very first episode. Keep on believing that we live in something that's called post-racial era. Okay. What's up? Peace and blessings, Legacy Sigma. What's going on? Why are black people even moving to HOAs, especially white controlled HOAs? The extra monthly payment is deterrent alone for me, right? And wasn't there I didn't get past the first episode of what was the name of it? They or Them? Wasn't there a Amazon Prime series about a black couple that moved into, or black family that moved into a white neighborhood and how they got harassed? Isn't that what that happened? I refused to watch it. People said it was good. I said I refuse to watch trauma porn. You know what I'm saying? She said it's amazing to her that in 2025 we still are doing things based on skin color. What's amazing to me is that this is amazing to anyone else, amazing to anybody, that y'all still, are you still not talking about y'all y'all are still believing that these people have magically changed? Is that what y'all believe? Y'all can't possibly still be believing that. And so when you take this into account, and then all of a sudden there's this thing called black fatigue. All of a sudden there's that. Where'd that come from? You see what I mean? The species can be better controlled when you separate them. When you continue to have black and white distinctly, you can better control the entire population. Remember I said before, it doesn't matter to them in the upper echelons of the elites. It doesn't matter to them. You know, y'all are all goyim to them, all of us, right? That doesn't matter. It only matters to us, the black and white thing. Okay, so them, that's the one. I still haven't seen it. I didn't get past the first episode. I tried. I got maybe 10 minutes into it. I think 10 minutes into that. You know what I mean? Currently watching From on MGM. The lead black actor is phenomenal. Loved him in Lost and Matrix. Now this series. Who we talking about, Tosh? I don't have MGM Plus, so I have no idea who you're talking about. But who we talking about? Lost. If he's in Lost, the only one I can think of is Lost in the Matrix. Oh, Harold Perrineau? Is that what you mean? Harold Perrineau? He was crippled in Oz, I think, and then Lost. He was in like the first and second seasons. He was pretty much a hateable character. They made him hateable. I think that's who you're talking about. I really do think that's who you're talking about. You know, the reason that the reason that I like Lovecraft Country so much is because they show who has the power. The fact that Bobby, one of our most brilliant occult teachers, speaks about these things that's playing out right now. He particularly spoke about the Necronomicon. See what I mean? He particularly spoke about that. Let's see. I think I geared it up. Let's see. At the beginning. See if I can go to the very beginning of this video. All right. Check out what Bobby says here. This, by the way, thank you, Melanin Mommy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a thing, but how did it become a thing all of a sudden? We've been tired of the bullshit forever. And the nerve of these people talking about they tired of something. The nerve. You know what I mean? The nerve. But when they have control of the politicians, the judges, the lawyers, the cops, the military, and all the upper levels of the government, how do you fight all that? You know what I mean? How do you fight all that? I say magic. That's what I say. And I'm sick of the black fatigue too. I'm sick of it also. I'm with you on that, Melanin Mommy. So with you on that. Check out what Bobby says here, though.
So, without any more from me, today is Bobby Hemmett. We're going to start off with a question and answer.
All right, we're going to get before the libation. We're going to do the libation. Okay, good. Before the libation, that's good. That's good. Okay. I like to say it's always good to be back in the Motor City. Been hitting a lot of places this summer. LA one weekend, Cleveland one weekend. Just got back last weekend. I did Trenton and Philadelphia. and scooting on through here, you know, bringing this stuff to the people and all. Going out west, going out places, you know, because we talk about that whole frontier is almost 10 years behind the East Coast. So, you know, going out that way and checking out the people out there and all, they really enjoy it. And I think that's sometimes as we get closer and closer to the consciousness, we take things for granted and just come back down to the diehard fan. So also I like to say that that is, you can consider yourself very fortunate now, even if you are even interested in this type of knowledge now, with so much stuff going on. Very fortunate. Right now they have a big convention down in Atlanta with T.D. Jakes and all just literally thousands and thousands and thousands of black women. And this is not just no T.D. Jakes put this together. This is straight up government. And the time it fell during the week after the 23rd, the rising of Leo and the whole rising of Sirius and all that type of thing. The way it fell means in actuality that they're planning something to shut down a lot of feminine energy. We'll get into that later on also too. But right now what we want to do is to do something a little different. Is to open up the forum for question and answer, especially for the people that came, that has been here before and heard my tapes and all, because a lot of times the question and answer come and a lot of people leave at a certain time. And although we do have great question and answers, but I think it's good to break up the monotony and just do things, you know, on a different way sometimes. This is 2000, so what we want to go into right now is you have any type of for the people, you know, any type of, well, it doesn't matter right now, because we're talking about a think tank and a forum. So anybody that has any types of questions, and now is the time to raise your hand and get something out. What's that, brother?
Yeah, welcome, brother.
Yeah.
Pleasure, real pleasure seeing you again.
Okay, brother.
Although our ancestors knew better to embalm or totally mummify high priests, they normally weren't, or not at all.
Yeah.
Has there been any sure remains, or artifacts of Imhotep found anywhere?
I've never seen any. Like I said, it's very rare to see high priests. They got one down in Atlanta. It was one of the first ones I've heard of. They have the Ankh Nakhonsu, which is the one that Crawley went in and invoked the Book of Law from. They got his stela, they got his even sarcophagus. This particular priest, but they don't have the body. They don't have the body, and I'm quite sure they have some priests. They have one that's been on display down in Atlanta from, I think, January up until August. January.
So let me stop it for just a second. You got to understand something. This one is actually one of my favorites lectures by Bobby Him. It's called Moorish Occultism and the Necronomicon. Bobby speaks about this, and Serious Times Media as a whole for not putting up the whole thing. You know, I have it in 4 parts myself. I don't have the video, I have the audio. And this is one of the ones I actually I mostly study all of them, but I really pay attention to this particular lecture. You know what I mean? Each part is 4 hours. So I know it's at least 4 hours long. You know what I mean? Bobby speaks about the Necronomicon and Moorish occultism in one lecture. That right there should tell you something. Also, Bobby has spoken about Crowley quite a bit in his lectures. Even AWAS in Control, the whole thing is about Aleister Crowley's holy guardian angel. And I'm seeing people, it blows my mind that some people will not pay attention to Crowley's work simply because he's a white man. That's the dumbest shit ever. Okay. Our master teachers paid attention to him, studied the Book of the Law and his teachings and his sex magic, Azazel Bay too. You know what I mean? It is beyond stupid. Let me just say that. It is beyond stupid not to study something just because of the skin color of someone's that put it out. That makes no sense. You're supposed to get information from everywhere. All right. Especially if you consider yourself on the frequency. What's up, Ultra Instinct? How you doing? Oh, so it is Harold Perrineau? Okay, yeah. He is a great actor. He really is. He has range like a motherfucker. He does. The majority have been complaining on TikTok about Black people not suffering enough or complaining about the current situation. They don't realize we have always been here. It's nothing new. Exactly. Peace, brother Konami. What's the deal? Peace, brother Moore. What's the deal? They chop their noses off to spite us, but we've always walked a tightrope here, surviving while they struggle with the same portion of the pie is par for the course for us. Right. You know, take everything that we have created, rebranded it, repackaged it, and then sold it back to us, and then talking about we tired of y'all. You know, that takes so much the audacity, the simple audacity to do something like that. You know what I mean? But then to turn around and say the fatigue is so real. I watch these cam videos for research purposes, but the comment section, I'm tired of seeing the fatigue is so real. The fatigue. There are just as many white people getting caught on these body cam videos. You don't see anybody saying the fatigue is real about the white people, but we've been fatigued. We've been fatigued. You know what I'm saying? If racism and watching Jim Crow laws in effect and the shit that they have done in the past, if that makes you cringe or it stirs up some emotions, be prepared for that if you watch Lovecraft Country. However, I highly recommend watching Lovecraft Country. You know what I mean? I highly recommend it. Okay? If you got some spare time, watch it. Excuse me. All right, back to this. One of my favorite Bobby Hemmett videos.
Up until August, up until this month, next month, on loan from Germany or somewhere like that. No, I would not think so. I mean, I wouldn't think so. It was usually preserved for most of the pharaonic aspect and all. You know, the pharaoh is not necessarily the priest; it's honorary. You know what I'm saying? And that was done for a certain purpose. And basically, the whole embalming thing is also to break incarnation, which is a very interesting thing you said.
Listen to what he says, y'all.
Let's say if you didn't want to get down here, and this is a known fact, even in India. Let's say if you didn't want to come back, then basically what happens is with your soul, when you die, your soul is still in your body. Your spirit leaves. There's a difference between a spirit and a soul. The soul is a whole other dimension that can just basically rest for eons, encased in shit, out there in the bushes or anything like that, until it's trapped in the physical body. It's a whole nother world. It's a whole nother realm. So what happens is when you die, your spirit leaves. Everything down here has a spirit. Not everything has a soul. A soul is a son. That's the difference between white people and us and animals and everything. Everything down here has a spirit. White people are spiritual because they have a spirit, but they don't have a soul. That's the difference.
Did y'all hear that?
I think that a spirit and a soul is one and the same, or it all comes together.
Did y'all hear that?
A soul is a son, a primordial son that existed long before the creation of this particular universe. There was prior worlds, and in order for you to have a soul, you have to exist beyond creation or part of the original star matter or whatever, that particular terrain. Now, the mummification was, it goes like this. If your body dies, your spirit leaves and all of that, and maybe your consciousness of the previous life, but your soul remains in the body until the body is totally decayed. Then it leaves. So the Hindus understood that, and which is also Typhonian Egyptians. So the Typhonian Egyptians, after which is your pre-dynastic Kamite, travel up into Mesopotamia, so-called Babylon. These are new names and stuff, but basically Northeast Africa on into Indus Kush, the Indus Valley into India. They would they understood to release the soul. They would cremate the body immediately. You see, then the soul is released because they were dealing with trying to get a soul back down here for an incarnation. The way they would do it. The Egyptians, the Kamites did another thing. If you were worthy enough and you didn't want to come back or whatever, they would mummify the body. And when they mummified the body, because the body didn't rot, the soul would not have to leave, and the soul would stay suspended in its own other dimension. And so that was a way of fooling, so you don't come back in the incarnation and come back down here walking around here with a bull can in your hand somewhere on some corner, and used to be some pharaoh somewhere, and now you walk out there some miniskirt on and stuff. You see what I'm saying? Just ignorant. So they understood that particular part as a form. Incarnation can also be a prison system, where it can take you thousands of years just to get back to incarnate where you got some sense. And in so many words, that's what's happened to our particular conscious people. So to answer your question, it would be highly unlikely. Now, the reason why I say this about the priests, on the other hand, they didn't need the mummification. They knew how to get to the other realms based on their whole spiritual apparatus, their whole spiritual training. You see what I'm saying? Plus also this, some of the higher beings knew, and this is the key, this is why you're here today. The higher beings knew that it was inevitable, that it was going to need to be back on the planet at a certain time. So it was like a time release type of spirit, whereas they would go back into incarnation and they would bounce around for eons, always popping up as famous people or spiritual people throughout history, but nevertheless waiting for this particular day that we're in right now. So that.
All right. So a bunch of what he said can be verified if you study. All right. This is what I love about Bobby Hemmett. Bobby Hemmett is so researched. He is so researched. He's so smart. You know, he's so country at the same time, but he just brought us so much, and we were supposed to expand upon these teachings that Bobby Hemmett taught us. One of the things he said, my dad died when I was 10. All right. When I can't remember how old I was. As an adult, I saw my dad astrally. You may call it a dream or whatever. I don't see it that way because of the way the interaction worked. First of all, it was very real. And my dad was looking at my father. My biological father was looking at me, amazed. While he was having this conversation with me, he was looking at me like, this is my adult child. He had never seen me as an adult. The last time he seen me, I was like 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? Take it or don't. You know, I've never come on here and just lied or just made up anything to try to impress people. This happened to me. I woke up or came to totally confused, you know, exhilarated though. I was like, I saw my father. I remember telling my wife, I think I saw my father. You see what I'm saying? So this means my dad has been stuck. And wherever he has been, he's been stuck like that for years. You see what I'm saying? Bobby Hemmett's teachings are to be studied. His lectures are to be studied. You know what I mean? Don't just listen to Bobby. Study what he says. Okay? Study these master teachers. I always point out Bobby because Bobby is fantastic. His knowledge is fucking just incredible. To me, anyway. You know what I mean? Again, one of my favorite lectures of his, the Moorish occultism and the Necronomicon. You got to understand or kind of think to yourself, why would Bobby Hemmett talk about the Necronomicon? Why would he do that? See what I mean? Just heard somebody say the other day animals have souls. That was news to you. Was it really? In Azazel's book, in Azazel's comic book, he talks about the chakras that certain animals have. It's all in there. So, yeah. That's why white people don't create anything. They may prove on it sometimes, but they never come up with the original concept. Thank you for that, Tosh. You're absolutely correct. That is not racism, by the way. That's just an actual fact. I always say they came up with the patent office. Peace and power, Sister Righteous. All true. Maybe they were stuck in between places. Yeah. Yeah. Some people, you know how they say you're supposed to evolve? Think about the movie Ghost. He couldn't move on until he knew Molly was safe. Bad example, but you get my point. You do get my point, right? And that amazes me that people think that this is some kind of post-racial era. I laugh at shit like that. Like, really? Really? Post-racial, huh? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. And then you got people like this who are, you know, Bobby said that there are some people, there are some black souls that have been born in the white bodies and vice versa. You know what I mean? It could be the case with this right here. You know, when the enemy has your people, I mean, what you gonna do? Liberal Nevada judge gives the teen no prison time for killing his father over taking his electronics away. In explaining the lenient punishment, Jones cited the strong support Peterson received from family and friends. Dora pause. This generation so cooked, you know, so entitled. Just, it amazes me. Did y'all hear about the one who killed 6 members of his family? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He killed 6 people. And he said he was not a murderer. Did y'all hear about that one? I can believe that. See, I heck up melanated folks who are so-called black and they hate their own. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. She was paid off. They don't want that psycho free amongst them. I don't have any problems with it. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. If they want that psycho free amongst them, I don't have any problems with it. He killed 6 members of his family. 6. Let me see if I can find it. It was sent to me recently, as a matter of fact. And I think it was Katrina who sent it to me. I'm trying to 6 members of his family. It might be one of my saved clips on Facebook. That might be it. I was like, oh, I gotta show y'all that one. Come on, Facebook. Don't do this shit right now. All right, here we go. Yeah. The entitlement, like I said, with this particular like I said the other day, this better see if another generation can make it, because this one ain't it. This one definitely just is not it. I hear Travis Kelce is pregnant and him and Taylor Swift is getting married now. Let's see. He killed 6 people and don't believe that he's a murderer. Like, how do you believe you can kill 6 people, but you're not a murderer? How does that happen? Damn, I can't find it. Oh, here we go. I found it. I said I can't find it and I find it. Let's see. Oh, come on. Electronics again, y'all. There we go. Right there. I know you want it on like a right there. Here we go. 6 members. 6.
I'm not no killer. I'm not no murderer. I'm not no bad person.
A man got into an argument with his father over his curfew and then went on to kill 6 of his own family members. In court, he insisted that his actions were justified. As a result, he was sentenced to 360 years in prison. 17-year-old Raymond Childs III had taken his father's car without permission the night before the murders. When he returned home after midnight, his father told him he would be punished. Not wanting to face the consequences, Raymond decided to kill everyone in the house. He first shot and killed his stepmother, Kezzy, and his father, Raymond Childs II. Then, he gunned down his 18-year-old brother, Elijah, and his 13-year-old sister, Rita. He even murdered Elijah's pregnant girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins, along with her unborn child. His 15-year-old brother, Xavier, tried to escape and save himself, but Raymond chased him down. Xavier begged for his life and even offered him $44 in exchange for mercy, but Raymond shot him anyway. Miraculously, Xavier survived and managed to run to a neighbor's house to call the police. Raymond was found guilty, but he refused to apologize and maintained his innocence, despite Xavier testifying against him and police finding the murder weapon in his possession. However, Raymond and Xavier's biological mother still believes Raymond is innocent and claims Xavier is lying. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Six members. 6. Look up the conservative dude, Dom Loker. He advocated for melanated people to vote for Trump, but he reports some weird stuff from melanated people. Augmented reality. A lot of the young are not living it a lot. Like I said, I've been watching these body cam videos, and the stuff that they say to these police officers, these cops, is unbelievable. I'm like, sounds like MK Ultra. Could be. Could be. There's that too, MK Ultra. Remember when you could hear about a particular crime and just knew? Yes, thank you. Oh, I was thinking this the other day, brother. I swear I was thinking this the other day. There was a time when, you could hear about a particular crime and it was like, oh, that ain't us. Shit. You crazy now? Nowadays, people carry a constant tension like ticking time bomb. Right. Exactly. You got to understand something. In 2020, they did something. They put something. You know what I'm talking about. They did something. And this is the result. This is partially the results. Okay. Carry your hematite with you. Carry a power bag if you can. This is a power bag. It's a power bag. All right. Carry one of these for protection. Notice it's purple. You know what I mean? It's purple. I stay away from people as much as possible, but I've said all this before. Oh yeah, spiritual guerrilla warfare is another one. Spiritual guerrilla warfare. Bobby Hemmett at this particular mark. Eileen Bay is also on this particular lecture. 113. All right. Okay. Let's see. Check this out. Check what Bobby says here. This is another important one, y'all. But Bobby got so many important ones. But spiritual guerrilla warfare is the name of this one.
That's a good mix. And then one of the sisters that I used to go with, and then she became one of my seniors. Her mother died in 2003, sister named Kimberly, and we went up to Long Island.
Is it still low?
And I was meeting all these people. You know, the guy that was over the church was from South Carolina, and I was meeting all these preachers and stuff, that was at the funeral and stuff, and they were from the South. And then the guy said, well, that's how they think a lot of the preachers are authentic if they come from the South. So the point I'm trying to make here is when she said this, the little white girl stepped up. She was a white girl who was trying to be a hoochie mama wannabe. You know what I'm saying? And she came up, you know, and she said this and all. I think she picked up something spiritually that usually we don't pay attention to. And so she made that connection. Now, when I got into class, I realized what I was supposed to speak on and dedicate my class to at that time was, this is the 100-year anniversary of Gerald Massey. Now, Gerald Massey is one of the great geniuses, and they call him the 19th century Cheikh Anta Diop. And that's exactly what when me and Charles Finch, when I first started out lecturing, about a couple of months before I started lecturing, I used to go through and see Charles Finch at the Morehouse Medical School. And he signed his new book, Echoes of the Old Dark Land, to me. And we sat down and we used to chat. And I said, man, I believe that Gerald Massey is the European or the British Cheikh Anta Diop. And he said, I agree. And he said that it took me 10 years to get through all 6 volumes of Gerald Massey. And if anybody got any Gerald Massey, you know what I'm talking about. And that's one that you should spend the money on to get to all 6 volumes. Now, it's interesting here, but I was curious how, you know, white folks don't never let you forget their geniuses. Whatever their genius is, they raise them to the world and put it standing in their classes and everything that you got to recognize their genius. So I'm like, what is this man? Is one of the greatest scholars, and to this day is still one of the greatest Egyptologists. And yet, they don't even put him in no bibliographies and white books. He became persona non grata. But the black scholars are indebted to him so much until in Egypt Revisited with Olive Van Sertima and Charles Finch wrote a whole article on Gerald Massey. And John G. Jackson in his book, Man, God, and Civilization, dedicated his book to Gerald Massey. Now, this is the 100-year anniversary of his death. He died in 1907, and his last book, Ancient Egypt, Light of the World, which he says is his greatest, came out in 1907. So he did A Book of the Beginning, 1881, Natural Genesis, 1888, and Ancient Egypt, 1907. All books are massive 2-volume sets, and there's also the Gerald Massey lecture. So I implore you to familiarize and to acquaint yourself to Gerald Massey.
All right. Okay. So he's absolutely correct. Anytime, and I love Bobby for this. This is why I say he's so well researched. His research is so remarkable. You know what I'm saying? Anybody I have mentioned on this channel over the past 10 years, I ask you and I implore you to please look at their work. Gerald Massey is yet another one. Okay. And the reason I got into Gerald Massey was also because of Bobby and one of my mentors, one of my gate walking mentors, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? One of the books that he is referring to is called A Book of the Beginnings. All right. A Book of the Beginnings. Okay. Just like he said, they don't put him in the bibliography or nothing. Containing an attempt to recover and reconstitute the lost origins of the myths and mysteries, types and symbols, religion and language, with Egypt for the mouthpiece and Africa as the birthplace. You know what I mean? Egypt is also often called Cam, the black land, and Cam does signify black. The name probably applied to the earliest inhabitants whose type is the Cam or Ham of the Hebrew writers. But Cam is likewise to create, and this was the created land. Visibly created like the gum from the tree by droppings. Cam is the root and has the value of the word chemistry. And the land of Cam was the result of nature's chemistry, aided by the hatches or dams. Then he goes into the Assyrians. You know what I mean? There's a lot to this book. You know what I mean? Ka is Akkadian, is to confirm the word by repetition of ka, to speak. The Akkadian amen, amanu, is ka, ama. This is just a few samples of what's in this book, but this book is about 1,000. It's about 1,201 pages. A book of the beginnings. There is so much to that book. Just like I told y'all, the book, anytime a book is really expensive, you should do your damnedest to find it and keep it. You know what I mean? The Hoodoo Encyclopedia is another one that you should have. Okay. 5-volume set. Each volume is 1,000 pages. All right. 1,000 pages. The entire book, the entire set, the entire 5-volume set is $8,500. $8,500. Why does a book cost that much? The book that was on Amazon called something about the Moors, The Golden Age of the Moors. I don't think that book is actually available anymore. As a matter of fact, let me look while I got y'all here. There's The Golden Age of the Moors, and then there's The Golden Trade of the Moors. You know what I mean? They make these books so expensive so that you don't have a shot or a chance in hell at acquiring it. It is now, wow, it is now $76. I remember this book was like 200 something. Oh yeah, it's crossed out. $219.99. It was more than that the very first time I looked for it. It is actually watching one of Bobby's videos. I tried to find it. It was a ridiculous amount of money. I see now that the paperback is $76. Ivan Van Sertima. If you watch Bobby's videos, he mentions him quite a lot. You know what I mean? He mentions him a lot. The drugs are getting heavier. You know what I mean? They got drugs now that I think it's fentanyl. There's a clip of a manager in McDonald's. She's falling asleep standing up. The only thing that I know that can do that is heroin. But the people started fixing their own food in McDonald's. I found it. I found it. Look at this.
Own food, man. Everybody here trying to help her out. This shit crazy. Manager over here sleep standing up and shit. We at McDonald's on Lindell, man.
The customers
check in. Look at my boy on the fries, cuz. Look at she over here drooling. Come on, baby girl. You the manager, man. You supposed to do better than this. This shit crazy. Everybody just getting their free meals in, man. Teamwork make the dream work. She don't work here neither. I know that's right. That shit crazy. We live at the McDonald's on Lindell, man. I'm out this motherfucker, cool. Man, I'm at the McDonald's on Lindell. This lady is fried. Everybody back here making their own food. Everybody is back here making their own food, y'all. This shit is crazy. Your ass is finna get fired. Man, she drooling at the... Man, that's fucked up. She in here fucked up. Look, I got my food. I'm gonna make me some more food.
We do anything to go viral, y'all. We do absolutely anything to go viral. Books be going up and down. That's a book I have now that's worth $500. What book is that? Folks on, oh yeah, absolutely. That's fentanyl. Lean is creepy. I hate it. Yeah, I mean, what can make you so out of it? Like I said, I just know heroin would do that. That you're not even aware of your surroundings and you're the manager. You know what I mean? That is amazing to me. Amazing. You know? Y'all got plans for the weekend? After all the teeth and hair found in Big Macs, I would never eat there again. And yeah, we do anything to pop off on social media. I have not eaten from McDonald's in years. It's been over 10 years. Okay? It's been over 10 years. You know, we pointed out that they serve humans. They serve human people. You know what I mean? I showed y'all the Simpsons episode the other day. And unfortunately, I got dinged for it like immediate, like the next day. So I had to edit that out. But it's crazy. This is really like living in an insane asylum. And all the inhabitants of the insane asylum are they just out here, just running loose. I've been watching Lost. Besides Lovecraft Country, I've been watching Lost. I'm going to watch Watchmen again. Okay. Lost is very deep. That's a deep ass series. It really is. Lost. Okay. Is absolutely insane. And while I'm on this, you got to let teachers teach too. If you decide, if any of y'all watching this broadcast decide to let someone mentor you, let someone coach you, let someone teach you, let them teach. Okay. You obviously went to them for something. All right. Years ago, I had someone come to me asking me to take my candle magic class. Right. However, she didn't want to meet with me via video chat. This is how I conduct my classes. Okay. So I made an exception, taught around that without actually meeting her. When she turned in her homework, her test, she failed miserably. She couldn't answer basic shit. You see what I'm saying? But that's a part of this generation too, that I know everything. Yet and still you pay to go to a teacher. I couldn't imagine when I was in college going to a teacher and telling them how I wanted them to teach me. That's beyond stupid to me. You know what I mean? It's beyond dumb. Okay? Let teachers teach. Teachers are held to a higher standard because they have a significant influence on students' lives and are responsible for their education and well-being. This expectation includes maintaining professional conduct both in and out of the classroom, as they are seen as role models for their students. A good teacher establishes strong, caring relationships with students, communicates effectively, and possesses a deep understanding of their subject matter. They also adapt their teaching methods to meet the diverse needs of their students and inspire a love of learning, right? I like to meet with people because it gives me an idea of who you are. If I can meet with you, I can't meet with you physically, but I get a sense of who you are, what your aura shows me if I can see you on video camera. Okay. What could you possibly have to hide where you don't want to meet with the teacher? You know what I mean? When you don't want to meet with the teacher, that makes absolutely no sense to me. You know what I mean? None. I would have never started the gate walking process if I didn't want to listen to the people who had been through it already. Just crazy. Haven't eaten from Mickey D's since about 2002. It's been about that long for me too. I think I know it's been some years. Yep. Human. Exactly. They found human shit in there. You know, just started eating back eating fish like a year ago. Fish is good, except the tilapia. Watchmen, the one about yes, Regina King. Yup. Another deep series that they took off after one season. Right. So entitled. Exactly. So entitled, and you just cannot tell people nothing. Excuse me. Meant to tell you about this Chinese anime I found. 5 Elements of Fog Hill. It's only 7 episodes. Is it good? If you're telling me about it, I'm assuming it's good. I got so caught up in One Piece, I haven't really watched any of the other ones. I actually started, like Solo Leveling and Hunter x Hunter and Black Clover. It's a couple more, but I've been so focused on One Piece, I need to go back to those. What's wrong with tilapia? It's a fish from Africa. I thought tilapia was grown. I thought it was actually created. Yes, I remember that. Looking back, I think Watchmen and Lovecraft were rituals. They came out the same years. I think it was like right around the same time, if I'm not mistaken. I hear Solo Leveling is dope. My broke until Solo Leveling is dope. It is very dope. Yes, it is. You know, but back to you, Taj. Yeah, I believe tilapia is actually man-made. I don't think it's an actual fish. As a matter of fact, Bobby Hemmett spoke about that one. He said you never heard of tilapia until a few years ago. And that was a few years ago when I seen that lecture. Yeah, Solo Leveling go crazy. It really does. It really, really does. Tilapia was made in a lab. I think this. Yes. Thank you. Yep. So that should answer your question, Ty. It's made in a lab. It's not like, it's not a natural fish. Okay. One more clip I want to show y'all, and then we can get on out of here because it is Labor Day weekend. This one, I just now heard about this one. I've never heard of this particular Bobby Hemmett lecture, and I'm so glad I found it. I don't know how I found it, but I found it. Called Fear of a Black Planet.
Keep them shut down and keep them dormant. You get so therefore during the summer solstice last year, they dropped off a 10-foot mound.
Hey, if you live in one of these cities right here, why don't you own an apartment building? Seriously, let me show you a
soda. 99 cents, 12 pack. And niggas bought them all. Niggas had 2 or 3 baskets. Got enough soda for 20 something. 2010. But they understand that dehydration during the summer solstice.
Y'all hear that? Dehydration.
The number one key is dehydration and sleep deprivation. Because what is melanin? It is sleep, the realm of sleep. We'll go into that in a few minutes. It's a few minutes. So these stones are these gems. Are these stones? The word is called Herma stone. Hermes, the Hootie stone, and the Herma stone is called a demon or a Damien.
All right. So, yeah, I need to finish that one actually. And it's called Fear of a Black Planet. And is that the name of it? It's called Fear of a Black Planet, Initiation, Alchemy, and Magical Path. Like I said, Serious Times Media is a whole hoe for putting this shit out on YouTube in parts. I understand they got to get their coins. We all do. But come on, man. I'm going to, Brother Konami, if you're still watching, if you could find that one for me, I would be in your debt. I would owe you one, please. It's called Fear of a Black Planet, Initiation, Alchemy, and Magical Path. And it's what I just showed you was part 4 of 6. And what Bobby said was so true. Dehydration. If something doesn't feel right on me, if I got a strange, mysterious pain that comes from somewhere, something is off, you know what I do? I make sure I go into a deep sleep. You know what I mean? I make sure I drink a good amount of tart cherry juice. I take my regular stuff, my valerian root, 5-HTP, passion flower, and L-theanine, and I add to that mushrooms, magic mushrooms, because Amanita muscaria, okay, is a healer also. All right, there's certain plants that were left behind for us to heal ourselves with, okay, or cacti. Certain cacti can do the same thing. It's healing. All right, I make sure I get into a deep sleep. I make sure I drink a whole lot of water, or if I don't drink a whole lot of water, I eat a lot of fruit. I can get my water that way. You can find the long Bobby videos on random channels. Black Educational Network is a good. Okay. Good looking. It's on Sirius Patreon. Don't you ever be a member? I remember you mentioning that before, Fear of a Black Planet. Yep. I have mentioned this before. Yes. Okay. The whole thing is on Sirius Patreon. Okay, I'm going to go look. I'm going to look up. And I do apologize. I shouldn't say that. That's the way I talk. Y'all should be used to it by now. I shouldn't call Serious Times Media a hoe. I shouldn't do that. I don't mean that, but that's kind of, not productive to just give it to us in parts. But I understand at the same time, they got to get their coins too. I got it. I got you. Speaking of which, got to get some more of that mushroom. Is a sure shot to the dream realm. And you should wake up and write them down. Trust me on this. $8 a month? Okay. All right. A new one dropped today? Gotcha. If you are Serious Times Media, BMST group, my apologies. I shouldn't say that. I have a way of speaking that's direct, though. I don't mean to do that. No disrespect intended, really. Serious Times Media does put stuff out, and I believe that's how I found that Bobby video. You know what I mean? So, thanks for joining me, y'all. It's weird doing this on Fridays, but I feel like I can go longer on Friday. I seem to be a little more animated on Fridays. I don't know why. I love the weekends because I get to relax and do nothing. You know what I mean? So I'll see y'all back here on Tuesday. Remember to stay safe, stay hydrated. You know what I mean? Stay magical. You see what I'm saying? Grab Gerald Massey's book if you can. If you can. See what I'm saying? What else I got to say? That should be inspirational and motivational. Do some goddamn magic. Do it, goddamn it. Do it. Yes, this is Venus Day. You see, I'm wearing green. That's why I'm wearing green. You can do money rituals today too. You know what I mean? I do money rituals, I don't care what day it is. I'm at that level though. You see what I'm saying? Peace, y'all. Thanks for joining me. The one and only. There's only one, Magick LaCroix. I will see y'all Tuesday. Let's talk about some more magical topics. Enjoy the weekend and the holiday if you celebrate this. Long time follower. Okay. I believe they don't need proof. Okay. Gotcha. Understood. Like I said, no disrespect intended. Okay. I do appreciate y'all. Lakshmi, Lord, Shukra, Venus, Aphrodite, and Diana. Yes. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace. Namaste.